If there was one undeniable truth about last season in the WNBA, it's this. Caitlin Clark took some of the dirtiest, most brutal hits we've ever seen on a basketball court. After delivering a historic, record-shattering season, you'd think the league would step up and protect its biggest star, their golden ticket. I genuinely believe the WNBA had learned its lesson, but here we are again, and clearly some things never change.
Walker Kimbrough.
2 preseason games down, 1 left on the schedule, as the Indiana Fever rolled into Atlanta to face the Red Hot Dream in their final tune-up before the season. The action started with Kelsey Mitchell spotting a cutting Natasha Howard, who spun beautifully into the lane and dropped in a soft hook shot. Then Mitchell went to work herself, selling the fake handoff perfectly and leaving her defender in the dust for a clean look.
Here in the arena or on stats.
After grabbing the board, the Queen took matters into her own hands, sprinting coast to coast and blowing past every defender in a white jersey for the emphatic finish.
Just a miscommunication.
With the Fever starting to find their rhythm, Atlanta's number 8 pick, Wnba stepped up in a big way, powering through for back-to-back strong drives to keep the score locked at 11-all.
Peace.
Explosive, entertaining.
As soon as that happened, the Fever answered back with an and-one bucket down low, a perfect connection from CC to AB. Moments later, CC delivered the first Caitlin Clark special, draining a deep 3 and putting her mark on the game.
We're at Maya Caldwell, that's Caitlin Clark, top of the key.
After a back-and-forth battle in the opening 12 minutes, the Fever clung to a 21-16 lead at the end of the first. Then, just 15 seconds into the second quarter, CC wasted no time setting the tone, sinking another 3-pointer. She followed it up with a perfect pass to a cutting Sophie Cunningham, who finished strong with a layup underneath.
CC with the handles behind the back. The dish on the end.
To respond to the Fever's offensive surge, Wnba fired back with a long-range bomb, cutting the deficit. But on the very next possession, Sophie Cunningham kept the pressure on, knocking down a 3 of her own to keep the Dream at arm's length.
Sophie Cunningham getting in on the action.
Just as the Fever were finding their rhythm, the refs put a halt to their momentum, handing Caitlin Clark her first tech of the season. Now, getting a tech is nothing new for Caitlin, but this time, she channeled that frustration into pure fire. The former Rookie of the Year took it out on the Dream's rookie, leaving her in the dust with a scorching step-back move.
Step back triple.
But the rookie wasn't having it. Like, she kept the receipt and got her revenge moments later, sending Caitlin Clark sliding with a nasty move that sent shockwaves through the arena. While Wnba managed to get the crowd buzzing, the Fever responded by stringing together a few quick buckets to finish the quarter strong. As the halftime buzzer sounded, the scoreboard read 42-40, with the Fever holding on to the lead. However, just when things were looking good for Indiana, an unfortunate twist took place at the start of the third.
They make the most out of their use in practice and on the court.
While pulling down a rebound, Sophie Cunningham accidentally stepped on a Dream player's foot and twisted her ankle pretty badly. Fortunately, it's not as serious as it looked, according to Coach White, and she should be good to go for opening night. But the game went on after that scare, and CC wasted no time, driving hard and slipping in a finish with Alicia Gray all over her. Then, Caitlin Clark delivered a perfectly timed bounce pass to a cutting AB, who finished with a smooth left-handed floater.
Who started pushing the pace in that first quarter and got Atlanta back in the game.
And speaking of lefties, Kelsey Mitchell puts on a show, making Alicia Gray shimmy with a killer move before smoothly cradling the ball and finishing with a bank shot.
Kelsey Mitchell, the Dipsy Dude.
As the Fever started to pull away midway through the third, the tough and tenacious Bree Jones stepped up, delivering back-to-back baskets to keep her team within striking distance. After that inside attack, both teams started exchanging heavy shots. Kelsey Mitchell knocked down a corner 3, but Ryan Howard responded with a fast break triple on the other end. With just 3 minutes left in the quarter and the Fever up by 2, Caitlin Clark drove hard to the basket, only for Howard to slam into her face with a foul and then stare her down as she lay on the ground. Even though it was an obvious foul, not to mention the fact that Clark was hit again in the follow-up, the refs kept their whistles silent, pretending like nothing happened. But that questionable officiating didn't stop the Fever from keeping their rhythm, and to channel that frustration, Caitlin Clark launched a perfect full-court pass to Dana Bonner, who finished it off with a smooth layup.
Full
court pass.
By the end of the third, Indiana held a narrow 63-59 lead over Atlanta, with Coach White opting to rest the star players for the final stretch. An unexpected hero emerged to seal the win for the Fever. Early in the fourth, Lexi Hull drew a couple of defenders before threading a perfect pass to Timpson, who made a strong cut to the basket.
You've seen at practice team working with the shot, how she's handling pressure as well.
She then put on a mid-range shooting clinic, knocking down a smooth 15-footer before following it up with a fearless drive to the hoop, executing a similar zoom action for the finish.
Lexi Hull getting downhill, finds the bucket and one.
Next up, Jaylen Brown knocks down a deep three-pointer, extending the Fever's lead to a comfortable double-digit advantage.
I'm sorry, Angel. Jaylen Brown is one of those players who scored 21 points against.
Despite the home team's efforts to rally, Lexi becomes the Dream's worst nightmare, hitting a flawless jumper off a pin-down screen. Then, to seal the deal, she drives hard to the basket, finishing with a strong dunk through traffic before calmly knocking down a smooth mid-range jumper at the foul line.
At this point, they're like in the preseason game. We've been told that it's the right knee. She will be reevaluated.
After 40 intense minutes, the Fever came out on top, edging past the Atlanta Dream 81-76. Lexi Hull took control in the final stretch, dropping 11 of her 14 points in the fourth quarter alone, while also grabbing 5 rebounds and dishing out 4 assists in a well-rounded performance. Caitlin Clark chipped in with 3 triples, finishing with 13 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds, contributing to the team's victory.
All right, yeah, let's go. Good job. Yeah. Our intensity, our communication, we had a handful of shot clock violations, which is great. Just really good job, team. And, you know, it's part of growing, right? It's part of growing in this league. So I don't know, I had to see it again. And we'll talk through some of those things and talk through some situational basketball, as we will with everybody, but specifically with her.
That wraps up a flawless preseason run for the Fever, and from what we've seen, both in the numbers and on the court, this squad is starting to gel in a big way. Across those 3 tune-up games, we saw 3 different players lead in scoring and 3 different leaders on the boards. The offense is flowing with crisp ball movement and constant player motion, clear signs of a team coming together at just the right time.
I think more than anything, we're a deep team, and I think everyone's really bought into trusting the process. This season, you know, it might not start off super pretty, but we know that putting in the work, putting in, you know, trust into the coaching staff, trusting each other, that by the end of the season we'll be exactly where we want to be.
Opening night is just around the corner, and it's shaping up to be a must-watch showdown. Caitlin Clark going head-to-head with her longtime rival Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. Expect sparks, tension, and plenty of drama on the court. Until then, I'm signing off. Catch you on the next game recap. Peace.